I lived in Korea for 6 months and then I went back home.
Okay, so I was calling you because I wanted to show you my babies. Pretty little baby. Did you know that positive experiences can be just as traumatic as negative ones? So, trauma is an emotional response to a specific event, and that event doesn't need to be negative. And I just wanted, to tell you a little about what happened to me 5 months ago.
5 months ago, I came back to France after living in Korea for 6 months because I managed to get an internship there. My usually boring emotion finally started to fluctuate. I started living, I started feeling, and for 6 months, I reconnected with my roots, traveled, meditated, grew, bonded, ate a lot, felt, and lived.
I came back to France and I'm not contributing to that shitty trend of like, I don't want to be French thing. I just felt so paralyzed and I couldn't do shit. Whereas I needed to find a new internship. And time was flying. I was laying. I was just trying to forget my current situation. I was scrolling on TikTok thinking I could escape that. But at the end of the day, I actually didn't because my anxiety just kept skyrocketing and I was never resting. I was just slowly killing myself. And in Korea, I was so busy. I woke up at 5, I went to work, I met up with friends and all that.
And I was so used to the grind.
I used to having stuff to do all the time, but suddenly I just had nothing. I had nothing to hold on to, nothing to expect, nothing to look forward to. And it wasn't the first time. That feeling was quite familiar to me. And this time I couldn't let myself lose that spark again. I needed to do something. I wasn't about to make the same mistake. So I started with a simple method, one thing at a time. Don't set yourself unreachable goals. That would just make you feel like shit. So what I did was I made a list of things that I needed to accomplish and I didn't want to make it too complicated or too long. So what I did is 2 bullet points. First one was find an internship, and the second one was get that spark back by any means. To see what I did there, I first put something that I had to do professionally, and then I put something that was more personal. So finding an internship felt unreachable to me at that time, but that was something that I needed to do. So I decided to divide it into small steps to make it feel easier. A little bit. So I started by creating a cover letter and a resume template that would make the process easier to me. And I will just have to tweak it a little bit depending on the post I will apply to. I probably spent like 1 to 2 weeks to force myself to do it. And yeah, I know it's slow, but no judgment here. I'll do it silently. Later on, since sending application is not really my passion and it clearly didn't make me feel any better, I knew I needed to do something more personal, something that would make me feel good about myself. So I started going to the gym. And for the first time in my life, I started going there consistently. Back when I was in Korea, I fell in love with myself so much that going to the gym was actually a way for me to show love to myself, to show up. That's why it didn't really feel like a chore. Of course, there are days, you don't want to go, just on the lay or just, chill in your couch. But in these kind of moments, since I had a goal, I was asking myself, what would my higher self do? What would the most successful version of myself tell me to do at that exact moment? Would she scold me? Would she congratulate me? That became my red string. That thing pulled me forward. And slowly I was building myself back up. I wasn't broken, I just needed to be shaken up a little. And bit by bit, I started setting longer term goals. And I even remembered some of the dreams that I totally forgot about. Why? Because I finally had the space to think about it. I finally had the space to dream bigger. And then one day, I felt better. And to be real with you, I had one more motivation. I knew that one of my friends, oh my fucking god, what is it? I knew that one of my friends was going to go through the same shit I was dealing with in about 2 months. So I gave myself 2 months to start getting my act together so I could be a rock for her when her time came. And what's funny is that exact friend, she knew what I was going through before she went through it herself. And when her own phase of chaos and sloppiness hit, she came to me and asked me, how did you get your life back together? And I couldn't stop laughing because I was like, do I look like I have my life together, let alone back together? Honey, I don't. And that's the answer. I don't have my life together, and neither do your parents, your friends, or the people walking down the street. No one really has it together. They just keep moving forward, even though they have no idea what the hell's going on. And everyone feels like life, experiences, opportunities are slipping through their fingers, but they still try. They still do. So you ask me how I got my life back together? The answer is simple. I did it. And that's what I told her. The only difference between you and me right now is simply that you haven't written down your thought yet. You haven't sorted them out. When my friend started struggling with her studies, she decided to go talk to her teacher about it. And honestly, that was brave because I would have never. And her teacher was actually so understanding, which kind of shocked me. And he told her that she shouldn't set unreachable goals and that she should take it slowly to submit her work. However, if she does submit it later, she will get penalized quite heavily. And my friend was thinking about it. She was considering that proposition. She was thinking that maybe she could take her time and submit a work that she would consider perfect. But I'm not an adept of 100% gentle parenting yourself. Hear me out. I do believe that many people need to be gentler with themselves, to be more understanding and accepting. However, this gentleness should not be an excuse. I will tell you what I told her. You're never going to do a perfect work. You'll never feel satisfied with the work you created anyway. And no, I'm not going to comfort you for being a lazy ass. Sometimes you have to force yourself and slap your own back and say, wake the hell up. You fell behind on a task, tough shit. Study harder, sleep later, wake up earlier, do what you have to do. And I know that those habits are not the healthiest on the long run, but here's the thing. If you've got an exam tomorrow, it was your responsibility to study earlier, which you didn't. So now it's your responsibility to make up for it. I hear way too many people saying, no matter what I do, it's never enough. And then their so-called friends jump in with,
Oh no, poor baby, it's not your fault. They just don't see your value.
which even I can see.
Bitch, I can't fucking see!
Here's the truth that some people really need to hear. You are not doing enough. Not because you're fundamentally not enough, but just because you're not trying hard enough. Can you genuinely look back and say, I've done everything I could? Most of you will say no. Most of you will give me a bunch of excuses. And I know I'm triggering some of you right now. And no, that doesn't apply to everyone. But sometimes you don't need a hug. You don't need pity. You just need a kick in the ass. And maybe I should have held your hands when I said that. Anyway, getting your life back together, it's hard. And honestly, I would even say that it's damn near impossible when you're stuck in that mental paralysis. But you know what's easier? Feeling like you have your shit together. So start small. Pick one thing that you will apply daily, one thing that you will do every day or at least consistently. And when you get used to that thing, when that thing becomes a part of your routine, a part of your habits, then incorporate another thing, one thing at a time. And then one day, someone will come up to you and ask, how did you get your life back together?